Perfect. It was good.
Hello.
All right, we'll start off for the champions. Our first question goes right here in the front row.
Hey guys, Connor Casey from comicbook.com here. Guys, longtime fans of yours know your historic history as a tag team, especially in this city. What did it mean to you guys to not only become champions together, but to do it in the main event of WrestleMania?
So I guess I'll just say what we said at the top of the ramp. After everything that's kind of set in and everything that happened, and we realized what we had accomplished and where we were at this point, we walked up the ramp, we looked at the WrestleMania set, we turned around, we saw the sea of people, the stadium, and the one thing that I said to him is, none of this would have happened without Super Dragon and PWG, which is where we made our name here in California. And without the opportunities that he gave us, I really don't think things would have turned out the way they did for us. So it meant a lot to be here, to do it here together. And yeah, it's just really hard to put into words.
Gentleman, John Alba, Fight. I feel like one of the most important pieces of this story is the attention to detail and not rushing things. The old cliche, let it play out, if you will. Mm-hmm. And that's something a little different in the realm of WWE, where they're not afraid to go back into your guys' past outside of the walls of Alexandria. How important has that been, in your opinion, for you guys in telling this story, and how fulfilling is it as performers to get a chance to hit on those beats?
What's Alexandria?
The walls of normalcy.
I actually was just going to pretend I was smart at expression, but
I have no problem.
If you want to draw attention to it. I'll say, I don't know. Look, there are Hall of Famers, there are world champions multiple times over. I'm talking some of the best of the best of the best ever that have never gotten to tell a story like this over this course of time, with this level of depth, with this many talented individuals in front and in back of the camera, but especially on the performance side of it. So I feel just so lucky to have been a part of it. This feels like the culmination of it, although, as you said, it's a pretty long timeline with WWE, so even if you think you've put a nice little bow on it, you can unravel that any time and call back to it, and that's one of the, again, I think that's actually been the beauty of this story, is the number of callbacks. And also, just so much of it would not have worked with any other individuals. It had to be the Usos and Roman, because that is a legitimate, lifelong relationship. It had to be Kevin, because that is a legitimate, 20-year friendship. And without that level of reality bleeding into story, it just wouldn't work. But again, one of the things that I take a lot of pride in with this story over the past year is that little. I do think it transcended the classical kind of wrestling storyline for sure. And I actually think it's a glimpse into what, because of its effectiveness, I think it could be a glimpse of what storylines going forward, if not achieve, will at least aspire to, in my opinion. I think this is much like you saw with television, how it kind of evolved to the golden age of television in the 2000s with HBO and things like that, and more complex and more layered characters. So too do I think this story, if I may be so bold as to offer a comparison, it's almost like The Sopranos. It is to WWE what The Sopranos was to television, if I may be so bold as to make that comparison.